Hey guys, welcome back. I want to go over some things that would make me feel better if you have on hand, if this is the route you choose to go. Of course, disclaimer, always do what's best for you. Speak to your doctor. You have medical histories, conditions, prescription medicines you're on. It is your responsibility to check with your doctor or pharmacist before you add anything, okay? But this is things that I want to share because we have now, there could be things that it's nothing, false flags, it's scare tactics, whatever they want to, you want to label it, or it could be in there, they get in there and spread, play mad scientist and then do their thing. I have to be careful on here, but whatever. I mean, we don't know. You don't know. The thing is prepare for the worst, pray for the best, always in situations. The fog situations, we have experienced ourselves, throat and respiratory and headache situations when it's heavy. We had to go out at night. We've been having issues with coyotes. There was some disturbance with the herd and heavy fog. And then when we come in, we had some symptoms started. Kind of went on for several hours. I get right on things like that if I have anything. Then I have numerous, way more than anything we've experienced, I have numerous people say, getting up with me, these are the symptoms we're having. Afterwards, something's up with it. I personally think there's absolutely something up with it. I did a video on that. Check it out. Do what you want with it. If it's, things like that, all through China, they say they're overrun and they have something that's called, they shorten it, HMPV, and it's human metapneumonia virus. And there's all this stuff about different types of walk-in pneumonias. If it's an irritant for things that they're doing art in the sky for us, and it's called an irritant, respiratory stuff. This is what I'm talking about. These are things I want you to have on hand, especially if anyone is prone to asthma, respiratory conditions, sensitivities, everything. Some of this is going to be a repeat, but I feel like I just felt like it was important enough to do a video for a reminder. I'm also going to attach some videos below. One of them is about natural stuff to help for if you have asthma, because a lot of these things are going to trigger that if somebody has asthma. Huckleberry and my youngest kiddo, they have asthma. It's very under control. They don't have to use anything, but if something triggers it, we have to have things on hand to make sure we're ahead of that. So I'm going to attach that below as well. So if there's ever a time that you're going to, I say have them on hand just in case. And if it's something bio that it's all over, you can't get away from it, that's when you're going to want, I would say, if you want to have different types of masks for exposures to stuff like that. If it got a lot worse in the future, again, have things on hand. They could be cheap little N95, little things like this. And these, it even says like haze, because haze is smaller than a lot of the dust particles. There's different ones. We have those. We have the ones that, have the chamber things on the sides, and you can replace the filters, whatever. You can have those on hand. These, if this is because, the bigger ones can be expensive. But something like this maybe is better than nothing. These are N95. These actually came from Harbor Freight. And if you have people who work around chemicals or, auto body stuff, painting and stuff like that, they wear those because the particles are so small. So same type of thing I'm talking about. Have those on hand. I'm always going to say, I've said it and said it and said it. Mullein is your number one lung tonic. I don't care if it's pneumonia, if it's irritant, it's whatever it is you have going on respiratory. Mullein, I want everyone to have mullein. It would make me feel better. Do it. Now you can buy pre-made like tea bags that are mullein leaf tea bags. Spend the extra money and make sure you get it. It's non-GMO and it's organic, because if it's sprayed and it's treated and all that type of stuff, you're putting chemicals in. You're doing more harm than good, especially if you're trying to use it for a medicinal purpose. Okay, so mullein. Now you can grow mullein, get mullein seeds. I suggest everyone do stuff like that. Grow it yourself. Learn how to dry it. If you are going out foraging, absolutely know what you're looking for if you're doing mullein, and never get it beside like if it was like a chemical plant or by roadsides, or maybe there was a farm somewhere and it's kind of near that and they probably use pesticides and spray and stuff like that. Do not, because it will absorb all that and you will take that in. But also, I also recommend, this is mullein leaf. These are, these are drops, many different type. This is one to have, especially, I just feel like it needs to be, you need to have it on hand. You can order these if you have a health food store. I have a local place here. You can order them off of Amazon. I think there's like sunflower. There's like a lot of different ones. You gotta look. Again, Make sure you know what you're getting, and it's not got a bunch of other chemicals and carriers in it. Mullein. Many different forms of mullein you need to have, because the respiratory stuff and the bird flu and the illnesses or anything that they could try to throw out for your lung tonic, you're going to need that. Absolutely. There's another one that I do recommend people. We don't use, our choices. We don't use antibiotics. And so even ear stuff, if you get a lot of respiratory stuff, you get a lot of upper respiratory stuff. Sinus stuff is getting affected with people are exposed to different things and with different illnesses, pathogens, chemicals, on and on. And then people get ear stuff. This is all I ever use for any ear pain, ear infections, anything is this is mullein and garlic. And there's different ways. And you can make your own. I've made my own garlic oil. There's different things. These are things to have on hand. I feel like it's important. Just mullein, respiratory. Do not forget, if you don't take anything else from this video, you need mullein. Of course, I'm going to say, because of different infections, oil of oregano is your power punch. You can make it, which I think everybody should grow it. You grow it all year round. Grow oregano. It's very easy to grow. Make it yourself. I have videos on how to do that, but oregano oil, and this is more expensive, but it's it lasts forever. And I have a big family, and this is something you use for every little thing, but I think it's important absolutely to have in this year that we're going into, and things that may come to pass, is oil of oregano. I think you should have it. I can't say enough. I talk all the time about vitamin D3, and not just because of the exposure to sunshine and stuff. We need vitamin D3 is also because, and I have a video on it, is high doses of vitamin D3 it's like a hormone in our body also, but it also works like how a steroid will work on a natural basis. I have a video from a long back. I'll put it down there. It's in there. It's in a video with some other things, but it's in there. And I think that's important, because if you're having lung inflammation and asthma, different things, that's one of them that's going to work. Something else for the lung things, it's super easy, is get your red onions, your purple onions, whichever way you call them. And I have the onion and sugar cough syrup. It works wonders. It's so simple. We just let it sit out for 8 hours or so. I have a video. Again, I'm going to attach it in case you haven't seen it or you need reminders. These are the things. Now with the syrup, it doesn't last but a couple days. So that's not something you can make like a fire cider and have it just sitting around just in case. You can't. It doesn't work like that. And in that video, especially those who have COPD, respiratory things, asthma, things like that. And I have this in the video. I talked about the natural stuff for asthma is these type of inhalers. This is a salt. It's like Himalayan salt. These are inhalers that can use. It's Himalayan salt. Salt does wonders for treating different things and helping airways and stuff. And then this one, these are non-medical, but this will help loosen up, because this ball, it does a vibration when you breathe these in. If you have respiratory congestion and you just like, oh, I can't move this, I have this congestion, I can't move it, that works very well. Again, I'll put the video below, and it has information exactly where they are, what they are, how, and where you can get them if you want it. I just feel with a lot of things going on, and I always say anything across the pond comes across always, and a lot of things, if you go back how things started in China and the things that they're seeing on, and then we got all the bird stuff they're talking about. Yes, I think they're hyping it up so they can do other things as well with the food supplies and the control and the fear. But I know they also play mad scientists with things, and it would just make me feel better, because respiratory stuff can get people quick. It can. So I think that's things to have on hand. Again, if you have a medical history, your prescription medicines, you need to take responsibility for yourself and speak with your doctor, your pharmacist, anything before you start adding or mixing or changing anything. Okay, safety first, always. It's something I want to share with you guys. I hope it helps. Remember, don't be fearful. Don't fall into that trap about things. It's just about being prepared. You try to stay 10 steps ahead. Knowledge is power. So everyone stay well. God bless. And I will see you next time.